based on this list, what do you think can be classified as a non-current asset? Having the idea that a non-current asset are assets that can be used for more than 12 months period. Welcome to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be drawing up balance sheets, okay? Statements of financial position, and we have list of transactions that we're going to be categorizing, right? The aim is at the end of this video, our assets must equal our equity and liability. We're going to be using this accounting equation to ensure that our transactions has been correctly categorized into different account type. We'll be making use of this accounting equation: assets equals equity plus liability. By the end of today's video, our assets must equal our equity and liability. If this video interests you, sit down, relax, grab your pen, your paper, your tea, and let's get working. And if today is your first time of stopping by to my channel, my name is Victoria, by the way. I'm an accountant, and on this channel, I teach all things accounting. So don't forget to like this video, subscribe to this channel to be a part of this community, and let us get started. So in order to draw up your balance sheets, we start off with non-current assets, and it's also called fixed assets. Fixed assets are those assets that can be used over a period of time, more than 12 months period. Right, we're going to be categorizing this transaction into different account type. Okay, it can either be an asset, it can either be an equity or a liability. So let's get started. We start off with non-current assets. It can also be called fixed assets. Okay, so based on this list, what do you think can be classified as a non-current asset? Having the idea that a non-current asset are assets that can be used for more than 12 months period. Looking at this list here, what do you think goes on the non-current assets? The first thing I can think of, right, is motor vehicle, right? Because when you purchase a car or a truck for your business, you don't expect to use that car or a truck or a bus just for a few months, okay? It is for a long time used for the business. The aim is for that asset to generate income for the business, and therefore we classify it as a non-current asset because it takes a while before it can be turned into a liquid cash. And because it's not a liquid cash and it's difficult at times before you can convert that van into a liquid cash, it can take more than a 12 months period. So we classify it as a non-current asset. So here, motor vehicle, okay, I just write motor V is how much? 5,700. So we tick that off. So based on this transaction here, what else do you think goes under non-current assets? And the next thing I can think of is fixtures, your tables, your furnitures for the business, okay? This cannot be easily converted into cash. So it is a non-current asset. It is used basically to generate income for the business, and therefore we classify it as a non-current asset. Fixtures. How much is it? 5,500. Okay. So what else could go on the non-current assets? By scanning through this list here, I cannot see any other thing that can be, that can be used for more than 12 months period. So therefore, our total non-current assets is just these two. Well, we haven't finished yet. We had initially written up non-current assets, but there are assets that are current assets that can be used over a period of few months. Okay? So now we have to write up current assets. These are, just as the name implies, it is current. It can be turned into liquid cash easily, or it is cash on its own. So based on this list, what are current assets here? The first thing I can think of is debtors. These are receivables. These are money that your customers owe you, and it can come into the business at any point in time. You've already delivered the goods to the customer, but because of timing difference, all right, they are yet to make payment to the business. The business has already earned this money. They are just awaiting the payment, and hence it is classified as a current asset. So debtors are also called receivables. So it is a current asset. 4,950. What else do you think goes on the current asset? The next thing I can think of here is stock of goods. This can also be called inventories. These are where the money comes, right? These are the things you sell to your customers. It can also be called inventories or stock of goods. It can be called stocks. It can be called goods. It can be called inventory, whichever name that is given. So here, stock of goods is a current asset because it can be converted into cash within few days, within few months. Obviously, that's the reason why you're in a business, in order to make profit. So your aim is to sell your goods to your customers and convert that into cash. So it is a current asset. So stock of goods, how much is it? 8,800. So what else do you think can go under current assets? Cash. Cash is already in its liquid form, okay? It is a current asset. So cash at bank, right? 1,250. All right. What else could go under current assets? Well, nothing else here could go under current assets. So let us sum this up. So the sum total of this is 26,200. Okay, that is the total of our assets. We call it total assets. So the aim is, at the end of this video, our total assets must equal equity and liability. Okay, let's see if that's going to happen. We've already established what our total asset is. Let's see if we combine our equity and our liability, if it's going to sum up to this 26,200. Let's get going. So the next on the list is capital. Capital is simply the money that you introduced into the business as a business owner. So when you start off your business, you can raise your capital by borrowing from the bank, or you've saved up an amount, okay, or you borrowed from friends and family. So, but whatever money that you introduced into the business can be called capital, right? For a limited companies or big corporations, the name is different. It is called equity, right? But for small businesses, it is called capital. But in this tutorial, I'm going to be using the word equity. But just know that equity can also be interchanged as capital. It is basically the money introduced into the business, right? So next is going to be our equity. Okay, under equity we have our capital. Okay, so the capital, how much is it? 23,750. Okay, so is there any other thing within this list that can go under capital or equity? I don't think there is any other. So we're going to move on to our liability. Okay, so we're going to draw up, the same way asset has non-current asset and current asset. Liability also have non-current liability, okay, and current liability. But in this regard, we do not have any non-current liability, something like loans, okay, lease. We don't have a non-current liability. So we're going to write up non-current liability to be 0, okay, and then current liability based on the list that we have, creditors are considered current liability because these are your payable, the amount that you owe to your suppliers. Imagine buying an item on credit and having the agreement that you're going to pay in the next 30 days. To you, okay, it is an accrued expense, right? Okay, you've accrued that expenses and you're yet to make that payment to the supplier, hence it is a liability to you. So creditors can also be called payables, right? It falls under current liability. So we have our creditor here. Hope you guys can see. Our creditor here amounted to 2,450. Okay, if you sum these up, how much does it come up to? So it's 26,200. You see, our equity and our liability sums up to 26,200. The same applies to our total assets. We've established now that our assets obviously equals our equity and liability, and we have currently classified every one of these transactions. Okay, all of these items has now been classified into either current, non-current assets, current assets, equity, liability. Okay, so we've simply made use of this accounting equation: assets equals equity plus liability, and we established that equity can also be called capital. It is simply the owner's stake into the business, the money that the owner introduced into the business. Okay, I hope this video has been helpful. I hope you've learned one or two things here on this video. Okay, so if you like this kind of content, right, don't hesitate to subscribe to my channel, like this video, share. Okay, all right, that's it for today. I'm gonna see you all on my next one. Take care. Bye.